We are inside the last half an hour of the SportsMax zone for this Friday. Talking cricket now, West Indies were not able to follow up their valiant effort on Wednesday as they were comfortably beaten by Australia in the second and final T20 international at the Gabba earlier on Friday. Batting first, the hosts made 178 for 7 of their 20 overs, led by 75 from David Warner and 42 from Tim David. Alzarri Joseph took 3 for 21 for the West Indies. The Windies could only manage 147 for 8 in their pursuit of 179, with Johnson Charles top scoring with 29 and Akeal Hossain getting 25. Mitchell Starc claimed 4 for 20 as the Aussies went on to win by 31 runs. And victory again for the Aussies. Not surprising that they've claimed the 2-0 win in this series, the Aussies. The West Indies doing better in the opening match, Mariah and George, than they did in the second match Friday.
Yeah, and you know, when I think about these two matches, of course, they are supposed to act as, you know, indicators of what we are to look forward to in the World Cup. We're supposed to see improved performances. We're supposed to see the team showing chemistry and whatnot. And I have to say, based on these two matches, I'm a bit worried because simple things, you know, it's not even the bigger issues that we're discussing here when I mean, you know, I'm talking about catches, running between the wickets, simple things that we would expect of these professional cricketers, George and Lance. I get the sense that, you know, these two matches show that we've forgotten those basic things.
We saw enough in the first game to cause us to be optimistic about the Windies' chances against the smaller teams in the phase that would qualify them for the Super 12
Main
proper.
draw, yes.
Yeah? We saw in the second game things to worry about and wonder if we're going to struggle against the likes of Scotland and the company in the phase before the group stage proper of the tournament. And that's typical West Indies. They'll give you something in one session of Test cricket that causes you to be optimistic and then really frustrate the heck out of you in the other sessions. They'll give you something in a T20 game today, then in the next game they'll give you cause to be despondent. So not many positives to take from today's game. There were some to take from game one. And so we go into the qualifying phase not sure which West Indies we're going to get. We're not even sure what we're going to get from the West Indies batting or bowling in any game.
Yeah.
And that is a bad mark for a team with the ambition that we have to win this thing, because we are a T20 tournament team. There's no doubt about that based on our record at T20 World Cups.
Yes.
So we ought to have the mindset that we can go there and win the whole thing. But I don't know which Caribbean fan will tell you that, yes, I am confident that this team will win because we are so inconsistent.
Well, let's hear what skipper Nicholas Pooran had to say post-match.
Again, obviously tough to losing. Well played to Australia. Congratulations on a series win as well. But they played better cricket than us today. I think with 170, it was gettable on a total. The bowlers did an extremely good job, especially pulling it back in the end there, giving us that momentum going into our innings. But, you know, the batsmen failed us today after getting a good start in the middle overs there. You know, again, we obviously faltered and we paid the price in the end.
Well, next stop for you is the World Cup. You've got Scotland, I believe, in just over a week's time. How do you feel the group is placed heading into a massive few weeks?
Yeah, an important week coming up for us, yeah. But you know, as a group, we're just trying to understand how we want to play the cricket here in Australia, get accustomed to the conditions here. And I think as a group, we're doing well in terms of, you know, putting our ego aside. We're trying to work towards a team plan, and by time, you know, we're ready for the World Cup qualifiers, we'll be ready.
Yeah, so Mariah, you pointed out a couple of things that looked lacking in the West Indies team at the moment, like their out cricket, especially in the first game, wasn't very good, and with Hayden Walsh and Fabian Allen, two of the best fielders, not there, you have to worry about that. The commentators made a lot too this morning of the perennial issue of dot balls.
Yes.
In the power play, we had 24 dot balls in the first power play. That's 36 deliveries, 24 dot balls. And although Johnson Charles top scored, he missed a lot going for big shots, which ended up being dot balls. And you know what? It's tough for this team, because if those shots connect and he gets sixes or boundaries and makes 60 or 70, you're going to hear Johnson Charles, Johnson Charles. But he misses the shots. It's a dot ball, and he's heavily criticised because the team isn't thinking the cricket well enough to take singles and twos where there aren't opportunities to get big hits off the ball. So They're caught in a quagmire, this team, because they're being criticised heavily in many instances with just cause. But they've got to lift their game.
In most of the T20s we play, we miss the big shots. What that means, stroke those balls that are there to be hit for big shots and take singles. You mentioned that of the 36 balls bowled in the power play, we only scored off 12.
That's right.
So there were 24 dot balls.
That's right.
That could have been 24 singles.
That's right.
That would have
all
made
I'm
a
saying.
huge difference to the outcome of the game. Come on.
That's why that was another one of my points, running between the wickets.
Yeah.
Sometimes we act like if that is not an option. And
We're the
that's not
only
okay.
team who doesn't want to run between the wickets.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
And this has been going on for a long time. A long time.
And that's why I question the value of coaching, because that's what a coach analyzes and fixes.
Yes.
Of the big teams in world cricket, the West Indies, I'm sure, run the least between the wickets.
When Stuart Law was the coach, he had complained about that, and that was 7 years ago.
Yes,
6 years
long
ago.
time. Well, yeah, about six.
Yeah.
About six.
We still have a lot more to come on the SportsMax Zone. Back with more after this.